We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Hello all. So this is the part 3 of network theorem. So in last lecture we had solved mesh analysis and also solved the same with using source transformation. And as discussed in last lecture, today we will be starting with new theorem, that is superposition theorem. So till now we have studied KCL, KVL and their implementation in node and mesh analysis. We have also studied source transformation. We now know what is the property of resistance, inductance and capacitance, and we also have the idea about basic fundamentals. Now we will use these fundamental concepts and apply them into various theorems. So first theorem which we will be studying is superposition theorem. So superposition theorem, as it is mentioned here, this theorem is very useful to check whether a circuit is linear or non-linear. Many times this theorem is referred to check linearity of a circuit. So what does it states? The superposition principle states that voltage across or current through an element in a linear circuit is the algebraic sum of voltage across or current through that element due to each independent source acting alone. Okay. So let me simplify this. It states that suppose in a circuit, suppose I am having a circuit in this manner. Okay, this is another resistance and I have another source. Okay, and I want to find that voltage across this resistor or current through this resistor. Okay, either of them, either of these two. Okay, so let me erase this current part first. We will first discuss for voltage. Okay, then you will be able to understand what I am discussing. So suppose I have a circuit where this is one voltage source V1 and this is another voltage source V2. Okay, and other elements are R1, R2 and R3. Okay, and you are told to find voltage across this resistance R2. Then what does this superposition say? That it states that it is algebraic sum of voltage across that element due to each independent source acting alone. So it means that these are independent sources. Okay, so each independent source means we have to eliminate one of these sources and solve the circuit with only one source. So if there are two voltage sources, then I suppose I am eliminating this voltage source. To eliminate voltage source, okay, so this thing you should remember, voltage source. Okay, how can voltage source be eliminated? So voltage source can be eliminated by short circuiting. Okay, voltage source is short circuited, and similarly current source. Okay, let me erase this. So current source is, okay, this is current source will be open circuited. Okay, then only you can say that that source is removed, because voltage source, when both the potential become same, then it is short circuited, so voltage will be zero. And how, when will current be zero? So current is zero only when there is no path for current to flow, so that can only occur in open circuit case. Okay, so I hope that this thing you have understood, to remove sources. Now to solve this circuit with one source, it means that this circuit can be redrawn. Okay, this circuit can be redrawn in this way. there will be a voltage source V1, there will be a resistance R1, R2 will be over here, and this R3 will come over here. Okay, I hope that now your doubt is clear. This is your first case, and now if you are supposed told to find V, then you have to find the voltage across this resistance R2. Okay, you have to find the voltage across this resistance R2 and name this as V1. Okay, name this as V1. Similar, suppose we name this as Vx, not V1. So because V1 is already over here, so we name this as Vx. Okay, let me change the color so that it is visible. So I am naming this as Vx. Now same way again we will solve this circuit, but now for the other voltage source. So we will now take this and remove this. So now my circuit will be in this pattern. There will be R1 which is present over here, R2 is present over here, and R3 with a voltage source will be present over here. Okay, so this is my V2, this is my R3, and still I have to find the voltage across this resistance V, and we will name this as Vy. Okay, we will name this as Vy. So now finally when we find the voltage V, it will be algebraic sum of this individual answers obtained due to each independent source. Okay, so it will be V is equals to Vx plus Vy. Now suppose instead of this voltage source, if I bring a current source, then what will be the case? Okay, so it means that instead of voltage source, now I am drawing a current source. So it means that here I will be replacing a current source that will be connected over here with a resistor and this. Okay, so now how will be my circuit? So let me erase this much portion. Okay, this thing you have to remember, voltage source is short circuited and current source is open circuited. But now what will happen? So first we will consider only voltage source, then the circuit will be voltage source, and over here this is the resistance, this is the resistance, and finish. Okay, this is your R1 and this is your R2, and this will be the V which you want to find, because current source is open circuited. So open circuited means current will be open, so the terminals will be open over here, and you have to find the voltage across this R2. Similarly for current source you have to solve. So when you are taking current source, then voltage source will be removed, so it means this is short circuited. So short circuit this, so R1 will come over here, there will be R2 will be over here. Okay, this is your R2, this is your R1, and over here this is R3, and you have a current source which will be over here, and you have to find the voltage across this R2. Okay, then the addition of this case, that is case 1 and case 2, addition of these two cases will give you the final voltage across the R2. Okay, so let us see the steps. Okay, so the steps to solve superposition theorem is turn off all independent sources except one source in the given circuit. Okay, so if you are given more than one independent sources, then you have to take only one source at a time and solve the whole circuit. Okay, but you have to find the value of voltage or current which is to be found. Okay, so suppose in the circuit which I shown just now, the R2 was the element where voltage was to be found. Similarly there may be current that may be asked. Okay, so you have to find the unknown parameter for each individual independent sources considered each at a time. Okay, next step will be find the load voltage current due to active source acting in the circuit. So first will be turn off all the independent source except one source which is to be considered. Then the source which is considered, find the unknown parameter for that case. Next step is repeat the above steps till the circuit is solved with all independent sources. Okay, so once you have solved with one independent source, now turn turn off all the independent source and take the another source. Okay, so suppose there were two voltage source. So now if you have finished these two steps with first voltage source, okay, if you have finished these two steps with first voltage source, then go for second voltage source and short circuit the first voltage source and repeat this step. Okay, after this you have to find the total contribution of all independent sources when short. So now you have found the voltage for both the cases, you just add them. So that will give you the total contribution of the independent sources. So this is the steps for superposition theorem. So let us take an example. So over here you can see there is a numerical given where there is a dependent source which is mentioned over here. Okay. So this is a new type of sum where this is a level up sum actually, because this mode, this is the highest level that could be asked in your first year examination, because usually dependent sources are not considered, but I have taken this to make you favorable with dependent sources also. Okay, so now you can see this is which type of source. If you are able to answer before I answer, then it is good. It means that you have understood what is dependent sources, what is current dependent voltage source. Okay, because why did I say current dependent voltage source? Because you can see here this source, as it has polarity plus and minus, it means this is a voltage source. Okay, so this is for sure, this is a voltage source. Now this voltage source is dependent on Ix. This Ix is present over here. Ix is current. Okay, Ix is current. So it means that this is current dependent voltage source. So it is nothing but a CDVS. Okay, current dependent voltage source. Now the question is, how will we be solving this circuit? So it is simple, because it is a superposition theorem. It means now we have to see the independent sources. Okay, nowhere I have mentioned about dependent source. So don't solve this by using this as a source and remove this one time and then again add. Okay, because this is a dependent source, this is totally different thing. So a superposition theorem I am writing here, it is applicable applicability I am writing here only, okay, only independent sources, okay, only independent sources are to be removed. Okay, only independent sources are to be removed, other dependent sources are never to be removed. Okay, so let us continue. So now how will we solving? So first we will solve it 10 volt source. Okay, so then your circuit will look like this. So this current source is open circuited. Okay, this current source is open circuited, so your circuit will be this. So simply you have to apply a loop, KVL loop. Okay, so when you apply KVL, what will happen? So when you apply KVL, what will happen? So it is plus 10, so where current is leaving, that we consider. So it is plus 10, then this is plus and this is minus, so minus 2 times Ix. Okay, minus 2 times Ix, and over here also minus 1 times Ix, and over here this is a voltage source, so polarity is minus, so minus 2 times Ix, that is equals to 0. So you will be getting this answer, Ix is equals to 2 ampere. So this 2 and 1 together I have written 3 Ix. Okay, so Ix will be 2 ampere for 10 volt source. Now similarly we have to calculate Ix for 3 ampere source. So consider this circuit here, voltage source 10 volt is short circuited. Okay, so 10 volt is short circuited and current source is brought. So when current source is brought, so you can see this Ix current is coming over here. Okay, Ix current is coming to this node, and to this node 3 ampere current is also coming. It means that over here how much current will flow? It will be Ix plus 3. Okay, Ix plus 3 current will flow. Now simply you have to apply KVL. Okay, so when you apply KVL, what it will be? Minus 2 times Ix. Okay, so it is drop, minus over here same Ix current will not flow because 3 amperes is added up. So Ix plus 3. So minus times Ix plus 3 into 1, and over here this is voltage source. So here you will have minus 2Ix, current dependent voltage source. So minus 2Ix. So from this you will get Ix equals to minus 0.6. So now what you have to do, just need to add these both equations. So you will get that Ix will be equals to this 2 ampere and this minus 0.6 ampere, that will give you 1.4 ampere. Okay, Ix will be equals to 1.4 ampere. So this is your answer that you will be able to find. Now I request that you also solve this by using KVL or KCL method and check whether you are comfortable now with KVL equations and KCL equations. Okay, so this is the first numerical for superposition. Let us take another example. So now in this circuit you are told that you have to determine the value of this V. Okay, so you have to calculate the voltage across this 1 ohm. So now this is to be solved using superposition theorem. So it means 3 independent sources are there. So 3 times you have to solve this circuit with each source at a time. Okay, so let us take first. So we are solving this for V with only 2 volt source. So when only 2 volt source is considered, this 5 ampere is removed, that is open circuited. This 5 ampere is also open circuited because they are current source. So when you solve this, you get that voltage across 1 ohm is nothing but 1 volt. Okay. So I have drawn here, you can see that this 1 ohm and this 1 ohm are in series, they become 2 ohm, and this 2 ohm and this 2 ohm are in parallel. So it will give you 1 ohm again, and this 1 ohm and this 1 ohm. So you can use voltage divider. So this theorem, this equation which I have written is nothing but voltage divider. So what is the equation for voltage divider? Equation for voltage divider. Okay, equation for voltage divider. So what is the equation? So it is total source voltage or supply voltage. Okay, so you can write here supply voltage. Okay, supply voltage multiplied by the unknown resistance, that is to be across whose voltage you need to find. Okay, resistance of across voltage to be found. Okay, across voltage to be found divided by total resistance. Okay, total so this is the equation for voltage divider. So you can see here, if I want to find voltage across this 1 ohm resistor, that will be total supply voltage 2 volt multiplied by the voltage across which I am finding. So it is nothing but I am finding voltage across 1 ohm. So multiplied by this 1 and divided by total resistance. So the total resistance is summation of 1 and 1. So it will be 2. So you will get 1 voltage answer for voltage divider side. So this is the way to solve using 2 volt source. Now we will solve using 5 ampere source, and that is between 1 ohm resistors. So between this 1 ohm resistor we are talking about this 5 ampere source. So when we are taking this current source, then this voltage source is short circuited and this current source becomes open circuit. Okay, so you have to solve this method. So you can see the steps which I have given. So from here to here, here to here, here to here. Now after that, what is done here, source transformation done. So from here to here, and finally you will come over here. So the steps I have already given you. So from this you can find the voltage across 1 ohm. Okay, that comes out to be minus 1.25. Now we have to take another 5 ampere source, that is this 5 ampere source is to be considered. Okay, and you have to remove this current source and this voltage source. So it will be, this voltage source is short circuited, this current source is open circuited, and you have to solve this circuit. So you can see here what is done. From here you can move to this, and from here you can see that this is common point. Okay, this is common point. So what is done, this common point is brought down. So from here you can move to this circuit. This 2 ohm is also brought down, and later this 2 ohm can come over this side. Okay, we are able to solve this circuit easily. So it is just redrawing of circuit to get very simple circuits. Okay, and from this you can see we found the voltage of 1 ohm, that is 1.25. So in previous case we got minus 1.25 over here, and this minus 1.25 will get added with plus 1.25 giving us 0. So it will cancel, and whatever the voltage we will be left out is 1 volt. Okay, so the answer should be 1 volt. So on adding this we get answer is 1 volt. Okay, so next theorem is Thevenin's theorem. This we will be studying in the next part, and I hope that you have understood the topic. Thank you.